Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hanging out with this nerd.
Dad.
And today we're going to be talking about a Netflix original series, Luke Cage from Marvel Studios.
If you want to jump down to the description below, you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter. It's a great way to get gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with us.
So they done did it. They went and gave Power Man his own series on Netflix, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. This is by far, there's only 3, right? We only have 3 to go by.
Well, we got Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage.
And on the way we have Iron Fist, Defenders, and I'm pretty sure they're doing a Punisher as well.
Yeah, Punisher we know is going to happen. I think it's been delayed a little bit, but with Punisher showing up in Daredevil, which was really awesome.
Yeah, in season 2, I thought he was. I heard some rumors, and so I thought he was going to maybe show up in Luke Cage Power Man, which they don't use Power Man in the title, but if you read comics, you know who he really is, right? So I thought, maybe he was going to show up at some point, and I'm getting towards the end, towards the end. Not going to tell you guys if he shows up or not.
He's been mentioned.
Yes, he gets mentioned.
I've only gotten through 11 episodes. We recorded this just a few days after, so as much as I was able to chain through some of it, I'm about 2 hours away from...
Yeah, last night I was up until like 3 in the morning, and I finally just finished the last 3 episodes I had to go. Yeah, and so, but I guess the rumor is, Punisher is going to make some appearances in the Defenders, or maybe it's Iron Fist. Because they've talked about, I've heard chatter about, at the Comic-Cons where he's only been able to make, one-day appearances, the actor, because of shooting conflicts, right? So that so the chatter is, well, he's going to be in other of the Marvel Netflix originals, so that's why he's not there.
All right, so
we'll have to see.
So I have to say, I never really read Defenders or Power Man
or any of these in Netflix originals.
Well, I mean, I knew Daredevil. I mean, he's far more common, but it's Marvel, so I'm gonna pay attention. I'm gonna check it out. So. I'm learning information, and so we watch Jessica Jones, and it's like, oh, well, here's this guy, and he was a badass in Jessica Jones, and then oh, he's gonna get his own series. I'm like, all right, I can definitely dig this. He was a cool enough character,
and the actor does a phenomenal job with him.
He's amazing. I'm
really good,
really impressed.
Great presence on the screen. Yeah, I have read Defenders, but it was Silver Surfer, Doc Strange, the Hulk. I forget who else was in there. I mean, it's gone back a lot of years. Daredevil was a title that I used to pick up frequently, but the other ones are new to me as well. I've seen some Power Man in the comics, more like crossovers and stuff like that. So I know a little bit of stuff, and I'm definitely familiar with the imagery.
Right.
That is
so
Power Man.
Speaking of the imagery, I've done a little bit of research on. I mean, a little bit, and every time something comes up, I'm like, I think that's something. Yeah. And I'll go and I'll look at it, and when he breaks out of prison and he grabs the clothes and he does that little look in the windshield or mirror, whatever it is, he's like, I look ridiculous. I'm like, that's it. That's the costume shot.
Yeah,
it absolutely is. So I'm like, that was really well done.
Yes.
And there's a couple mentions.
And later on, they kind of make fun of it, and the night nurse, Claire, who's heavily involved in this one as well. I don't know if she made any. I don't remember if she made any appearances in Jessica Jones.
That's where she meets Luke Cage to begin with. She shows up originally in Daredevil.
Yes.
And then she crosses over.
Oh yeah.
Jessica Jones, where
in the hospital.
Spoiler alert. Yes. Luke Cage, shoots the shotgun, or the shotgun is shot underneath of his, chin. It should have killed any normal person. And she's like,
decapitated pretty much.
It's like, how on earth is this person alive? And she kind of watched him and what have you.
And she had to go in through his
eye,
behind his eye, to do stuff, whatever, to release the pressure on his brain or whatever.
So then, here she now crosses over into Luke Cage as well. So they
in a big way, though. Yeah, big way. So,
but Pops and
they're so close to getting coffee together. There is definitely so many Easter eggs in here and throw callbacks to the Power Man series, Hero for Hire.
But like Pops called him Power Man.
Yes.
You know, and I just thought that was amusing. And he gets called something else later, and he's like, "Well, Pops always called me Power Man." So
Yeah. So they reiterate it. Yeah.
So
the villains in this are really good. There's a couple super plot twists that happen along the way.
absolutely.
The series does cap off with a superhero versus supervillain battle. Yeah, you do get that. Ted hasn't seen it yet, and it's really good. Like, and I'm not familiar with the Stryker character, the Willis Stryker character from the comics, but they do a really good job with him. He's a great villain. He's got a lot of depth and character to him, and basically it's kind of fun the way he's always like quoting the Bible, and he definitely has daddy issues that comes up over and
Family
over again.
issues, really.
Yeah.
So I actually think like watching this really gives some character depth, ideas for when you're actually building characters.
Also, too, like, I mean, we don't really get into this kind of stuff on Nerdarchy very often, but there's definitely a lot of political statements that are made in this series as well about being a black man or a black person in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I've definitely seen a lot of like references on social media to them making a superhero putting on TV that is a black man that's bulletproof, right? As you know, and Luke Cage in this series is a true hero, like through and through. Like even almost like Jessica Jones was more of an anti-hero, and she's just super screwed up.
Right.
Daredevil again, very very heroic character. Really out for the side of justice. But
his perception is a little skewed. Like he's the lawyer by day and the vigilante by night.
And happens to be a Catholic too, so he's all kinds of messed up.
So like he's got this seesaw of emotions that kind of balance, whereas
Luke Cage is about right, wrong.
He's like, all right, you shouldn't have done this, and legitimately, he's pulled into this world, and he's like, look, if you just wouldn't have pulled out the guns, everything could have been fine. Like within the first couple episodes, I'm like, how is this series going to continue? Like this is going to happen. And
there's a hero's journey, right? That Luke Cage goes through where he really doesn't want the mantle of hero. He just wants to be left alone and just wants to be a dude trying to live his life.
Yep.
And occasionally banging hot chicks. But, and he's good to go. So. But, again, like you said, things happen and he gets pulled in. People he cares about keep getting hurt. He sees other people suffering and he wants to step in and do something about it. And it's only through the loss of people that he really admires and respects that he's pushed over the edge of going, you know what, somebody has to do something. The very last episode, there's a great speech that he gives. There's at least two great speeches that he gives throughout the series.
Is the other one at the funeral?
Yeah, the other one is the eulogy for one of the characters. So, so this character Luke Cage throughout the series, he's got a lot of depth and a lot of personality, and he's just not just a big bruiser.
Right.
He's he's a very thoughtful person. He paints black men in a different light, in a positive light.
Correct.
And really destroys stereotypes, as do a lot of the other characters as well. But at the same time, they throw a lot of those stereotypes in there as a contrast. You get to see, what it's like, black urban culture, through that series. And all around, I feel like they did a really good job. Now, I'm not black, and I don't live in the city. I could be wrong, So you guys could let me know in the comments below. I was very happy with it. Can't wait for season 2. Can't wait for Iron Fist. I want the Defenders, and I want to see Punisher as well. And I just want them to keep making these Netflix series.
They're great, and if you're already a Netflix subscriber, you've got the ability to just jump right in, and it's like, oh yeah, you can do a lot with a 2-hour movie, but when you've got a 13-hour TV show that literally
so much more.
it's like, you know, episode to episode, they, you know, at least I know exactly with Luke Cage that they literally butt end to end. So there's literally no, like, if you just stream it and go, it's just nonstop.
Yeah,
so.
You definitely can't like pick it up in the middle somewhere. You got to watch the whole thing, or you might be a little lost.
Yeah, because you know the Netflix series doesn't do the last time on. You know,
no, you need to see what happened. Yeah, so you know. Like I said, I'm really happy with it. The only reason I even have Netflix is because I knew they were doing the Marvel stuff. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have got Netflix.
Right.
That was genius in Netflix's from the Netflix side of things, and you know I don't know how many people are like me that didn't have. Did you have Netflix before?
I think I had made the decision to get it just as the announcement was happening, and it just kind of coincided perfectly for me.
Okay, because I know I didn't. I don't know how many people this pushed them over the edge. They're like, I need Netflix. And it's not bad. My kids watch it all the time, so it works out. But anyway, in the comments below, you guys let us know, what do you think of the Marvel original Netflix series, especially this one in particular, Luke Cage. Is he your kind of superhero? While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can check us out over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.